book dragons, welcome back to my channel. I'm Aline and today I'm reviewing a really special book to my heart because it's by, I'm not even gonna say one of my favorite authors. This is like my favorite all-time author, Stephen King. He came out with a new book called earlier this month. Quite a fun read. It is a really short book for a Stephen King novel, honestly. I read this in a couple of days. I wish I could have just sit down and read it in like one sitting because it was riveting. Like I was, you know, swiping pages up because I was so much into the story. I had a lot of vibes about The Shining, in the sense of we have a little kid that can see ghosts kind of way. So that's basically the plot of the whole thing. I was quite enjoying this one. A lot of this kind of power, The Shining kind of thing with this kid. But it was quite different because we see Danny struggling a lot in The Shining with his power. But this kid really doesn't do much, it seems. He can just see ghosts, and we have this mom. She's a single mom and she is an agency for books. So she's basically rewriting, finding the good stories, finding the good authors. And they come into a really awful situation when they don't have enough money. The guy that is basically paying the rent, that's an amazing author and a bestseller, suddenly dies. And with him dies the plot of the last book that he was supposed to write, and that was supposed to pull them out of a really shitty economical situation. So of course the mom has this fabulous idea of asking the son to go and see if they can find the ghost and get the plot, the idea, the story of the last book from the dead guy, write it herself and be able to supply. So this is basically where we get set up through the whole story. We have really interesting characters, I'm gonna say. Of course we have the relationship between the mom and the kid. Of course the kid is not only seeing ghosts, but things go a lot worse and he gets kind of haunted by a really bad entity that gave me a little bit of It vibes. So the kid is definitely struggling between not scaring his mom, like obviously the mom knows about this, but they don't really talk much about this because the mom gets, of course, freaked out, and then the kid doesn't want to scare the mom. And there's like a lot of, again, Stephen King, there's a lot of suspense, there's a lot of horror. This is a horror story, like he says. I quite enjoy that he's still writing books. I am so glad. Even though I have a lot of stuff to catch up, but I'm not gonna say this is a must for everyone. I think this is a must if you're a huge Stephen King constant reader like I am. I'm definitely looking for Billy Summers' book, which will come out, I feel like, in a couple of months. This is, again, short, it is sweet, it's straight to the point. There's a lot of, like, it's got its moments of I don't want to spoil it. It's got its huge moments of course, horror, that kind of moment, and run that you just want to grab, like get into the book and just like push everyone to run and do something. Like there's its moments. It's definitely suspenseful. It's what Stephen King does best. Horror, ghost, little kids that scare you. Like it's everything that Stephen King does best in a book, and I loved it. 200 pages I think is fantastic for him. Like I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? This is just it. Like there's no more pages in there. So yeah, I would recommend for more advanced readers that you already know that you like Stephen King, even though this is a really good read, because I feel like this has a lot of elements that you're going to like pick up from other books. Like I said, it has vibes and it has like monster type things that you're like, that sounds familiar. And then of course, where does this fit in the multiverse? And there is a quote the kid is remembering, and he's like, books are a unique portable magic or something like that. And that is a Stephen King quote. So this is setting the book in our universe, in my opinion. I don't know, maybe you have like another theory, more complete with more argument kind of theory, but for me this is it. I do have to say I didn't quite enjoy the ending as much. I felt like it just came out of nowhere. Like this was not such a big issue throughout the whole book, but then suddenly this revelation is suddenly the ending of the book, and I was like, why? Why? I don't know, I didn't quite enjoy it. It's not that the book didn't wrap up nicely, like all of the important issues and problems that we've been following throughout the book, I feel like were resolved and were wrapped up nicely. But then this was this added part that we were not really asking for. But other than that, I feel like it was a really good read. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars just because of that fabulous, not so fabulous ending that had nothing to do, I feel like. Maybe you feel different about it. Are you going to read this book is the question. Have you read it? What are your feelings towards it? All of that good stuff I want to know in the comments down below. And make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you beautiful book dragons on my next video. Bye!